there's a video that I want to share that came through my YouTube feed on Sunday. And there's this man named James Nestor, and he was being interviewed on a podcast. And he wrote a book that is about breathing. And so the title of this podcast that I was listening to was, "This breathing technique will transform your body and mind." Well, it was just amazing because I thought I knew a lot about breathing, but there were so many other things that he was talking about, and how important it is to breathe through your nose. And that's like your first defense against viruses and bacteria, which, most of us already know. But there's nitric oxide is produced by breathing through your nose. You get more of it that way than any other. You can get a little bit breathing through your mouth, but not quite as much. And it's something that is produced naturally in your body, and it's a very powerful antioxidant. But it degrades very quickly, so it's you need a renewable source of it, and so this particular video will change the way you think about breathing. So there were some other things that came up over the weekend. I think it was, I really want to get out of this building. That's my number one concern, because there's so many people here that have been vaccinated. And when I was sitting outside, it was on Sunday. We had a beautiful day on Sunday. So I called up this guy who lives in my building that I think I've mentioned him before. He's disabled. His name's BJ. And I just wanted to invite him to come and sit outside with me. So he came out, and I love listening to people's stories. And I think I got a lot of that from standing behind a chair, for so long. And so he told me all these amazing stories. He was in the Navy, but then after he got out of the Navy, he was living in San Francisco, and he was a graphic designer, and he was making a lot of money. So he and a good buddy of his took a lot of trips abroad, and he went to Tibet. And this is while it was still open, before the Chinese just totally wrecked the whole thing. And so it was very interesting to hear his stories about his experiences in Tibet. But another thing that has really been coming up with me is needing to move to the country. And I've lived in the country around here a few times, but as long as I was doing the hair, especially when I became like an at-home hair, whatever, I needed to be close to my clients, so I couldn't really live too far out of town. So now that I don't have any more clients anymore, I started thinking about, I know what it was. I called up one of my old clients, and I was talking to her about, I was thinking of using her as a resource to help me find a place to move to, because she lives about 10 miles out of town, and she knows a lot of people. And so when we were talking, she said, "Well, what's your price range?" Of course, my price range is pretty low. So when I told her, she said, "Well, you're probably going to have to move out to Nelson County." Well, I think that's why I called her, because I hadn't really thought about moving out to Nelson County, even though it was my favorite place to go as soon as I got a car after I moved here. I used to drive down there all the time, and it's right on the edge of the mountains, and it's just beautiful, and it's not that far away. So then one thing led to another, and I started thinking, I don't want to move to the country all by myself. I need to have a tribe. So then I thought, well, where's my tribe? Who are my tribe? And then an inspired thing came into my head, the Monroe Institute. So I used to go to, there was this couple, Ed and Georgia Pearson. I think they're both passed away by now, but they had a house on what was called the New Land. And when Bob Monroe bought the property to create his institute, the Monroe Institute, he wanted a community of like-minded people to live around there and on the land. So he started, I guess, selling off parcels to people that wanted to build houses. And so Ed and Georgia bought it, they built a house there. Well, the way I got in touch with them is once a month they had a potluck dinner at their house so that everybody could talk about UFOs. So it was like, what an eclectic group of people that was. I think I went there for at least 2 years. Not every month, but I had a real good friend that we used to go down together, and we kind of joked about, how crazy the group was and everything. And so anyway, I have some contact, some relationship with the Monroe Institute. So I got this really sort of inspired idea that in the next few weeks, I'm going to go down there and I'm going to inquire if they need any volunteers. So that way, I would have time to spend with people and have conversations and probably get some leads on a place to live. And so that's my plan so far. And I guess that's about it for now. There'll be a link below.